Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Geek Meets. Today we are going to talking about the vomiting, physiology of vomiting. So you know vomiting. Let's see about the vomiting. Um, so vomiting is the expulsion of the gastric and sometimes duodenal contents from the GI tract via mouth. And it is a reflex response integrated in the medulla oblongata. Vomiting is often preceded by a feeling of nausea, excessive salivation, and a rapid heartbeat, sweating, pallor, and dizziness. So, vomiting before vomiting, we can feeling nausea, excessive salivation, rapid heartbeat, sweating, pallor, and dizziness can occur. Vomiting is usually preceded by the retching. Gastric contents are forced up into esophagus but do not enter the pharynx. So let's see a sequence of events in the vomiting reflex. First, a wave of reverse peristalsis sweep of the middle of the small intestine to duodenum. Then relaxation of the pyloric sphincter and the stomach. Then forced inspiration against glottis, close glottis. This decreased the intrathoracic but increased the intra-abdominal pressure. So forceful contraction of abdominal muscle further increases the intra-abdominal pressure. Then reflex relaxation of the lower esophagus sphincter and contraction of the pylorus and the gastric antrum. This causes to drive the gastric contents into the esophagus. Then reflex relaxation of the upper esophagus sphincter. This leads to entry of the vomitus to the pharynx and the mouth. Entry of the vomitus to the trachea is prevented by approximation of the vocal cords and closure of the glottis and inhibition of the inspiration. These three causes to prevent the entry of the vomitus to the trachea. If there is entry of the vomitus to the trachea, it leads to emergency. So we see about the control of the vomiting, how the vomiting is controlled. This is the connection, like circuit like connection. If if we have pain, strong emotion, sights, smells, some big pain leads to vomiting. Strong emotion leads to vomiting. Sights, smell, bad smell leads to vomiting. So when these type of emotions, smells, when we feel, it's called to higher centers. So higher centers send impulse to vomiting center. So vomiting center triggers to leads to vomit. So when we get some drugs, chemicals, when we get some circulating chemicals, drugs, and substance producing uremia, radiation sickness. So those types, it leads to trigger the chemoreceptor triggers. So when chemoreceptor triggers, it leads send impulse to vomiting center, then cause to vomiting. Next one is motion sickness. Motion sickness when we ride in the bus or boat, or when we in the aeroplane, we can feel vomiting because of this motion sickness. So when we motion, the labyrinth receptors stimulated and vestibular send impulse in the vestibular nucleus. Vestibular nucleus send impulse to chemoreceptor trigger zone. Then chemoreceptor trigger zone send impulse to vomiting center. So it leads to vomiting when we are in motion. Another one is mechanoreceptors and the chemoreceptors in the stomach and the duodenum. When stomach is irritated or when some occur when chemical reactions, uh, viscera afferents sends to impulse to chemoreceptors trigger zone. So the chemoreceptor trigger zone again send impulse to vomiting center, or directly viscera afferent send impulse to vomiting center trigger to it leads to vomit. So another one is touch receptors in the throat. When you touch the throat, uh, put in fingers into mouth deeply, this leads to vomiting. So this is about control of the vomiting. This is the higher center. These are the circuit type. So vomiting center. Let's see about vomiting center. Vomiting center is situated in the medulla. Its control and integrated the visceral and the somatic function involved in vomiting. Afferents some go to vomiting center. So vomiting center send impulse output to somatic or visceral structures induce vomiting. Then chemoreceptor trigger zone CT is set in the area proxima on the floor of the fourth ventricle. It is situated in the area proxima on the floor of the fourth ventricle. Uh, it is sensitive to chemical stimuli circulating in blood. Blood-brain barrier relatively permeable in the area of chemoreceptor trigger zone. Also concerned in the mediation of the motion sickness. Also is various receptors are present in various areas concerned with vomiting. Example, muscarinic acetylcholine receptors. It's in the vomiting center and in the vomiting vestibular nucleus. Then D2 receptors in the chemoreceptors trigger zone, and 5-HT3 receptors in the chemoreceptors trigger zone, and H1 receptors in the vestibular nucleus. So these are the receptors in the various areas concerned with the vomiting. Drugs acting on those receptors are used in the treatment of vomiting. So example as use of D2 receptors antagonists to treat vomiting induced by radiotherapy and cytotoxic drugs. So let's see about the motion sickness. Motion sickness origin of the stimulating vestibular apparatus when we motion in bus, so like bus and trains, boats, aeroplane, like that, get the motion sickness and get vomiting. This origin stimulus origin in the vestibular apparatus. Vestibular apparatus send impulse to vestibular nucleus. Vestibular nucleus is the primary relay station. So then cerebellum goes to cerebellum. This to the balance which is used to balance our body balance. Cerebellum is the secondary relay station. Then send impulse to chemoreceptor trigger zone again. Chemoreceptor trigger zone send impulse to vomiting center. Then it leads to vomit. H1 and the acetylcholine muscarinic acetylcholine receptors blockers are used to treat motion sickness. Thank you.